What's up, everybody? Welcome back into the Sports Forum radio show here on 98.1 FM Mile High Sports. We are now joined by a very special guest, a bare knuckle man himself, Harry, the Hitman Gigliotti, undefeated BYB fighter, is in the building, man. Thanks for some of your time. How's your day going?
It's going good. I just got out of the gym. I did a little sauna recovery, and I got a guy right now fighting for the King of the Ring tournament in New England. So, my time's come. Now I'm trying to get him ready for his fight next week.
You know, man, I see on your social media, you do a lot of that recovery. Is that a very big part of your game? I know you're doing saunas. Absolutely. I see you doing icing, taking care of the body. Yep. Yeah,
absolutely. All the time. Obviously you put your body through rigorous workouts and the fight game can be tough. A lot of wear and tear on the muscles and bones and stuff. So even with the hands, having the bare knuckle aspect of it, the micro fractures, I think the key component to, making sure your body's at 100% is recovery. And you got to take that into consideration even after, a tough fight like I just had.
For sure, man. Hey, so before we talk about your latest fight, I want to talk about the fight that made you 1-0 in BYB. That was out here in our Mile High city, BYB 22. You had that win over Jenkins, man. Let me tell you something. I watched that fight a couple times back, and it was dominance from go, man. I know that had to feel good for you. You went out there. You knocked him down, 3 or 4 times? I was like, yo, this referee just likes watching this guy get knocked down. So, yeah, I mean, how did you feel about that fight? Was that kind of the game plan going out there? One thing I've noticed about your fight style, you are relentless pressure man from the word go.
I'm a boxer puncher. I like to mix it up a little bit. I like to punch. In boxing, obviously, you have a little bit more defense with the guard and the padding with the boxing gloves, but with not really having boxing gloves on, having the bare knuckle aspect of it, you got to be smart. So once I knew that he didn't really have much, and I felt his power, and we're talking about Jenkins here. When I realized there wasn't much power behind his punch, and I didn't really respect it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take some risk here, and I'm going to start trying to break him down from the body. Level change. If you notice, I was level changing, breaking the body down and coming up top. And right when I saw him backing up and there wasn't much, there was just defense for him, I was like, all right, I'm going to break him down now and finish him off.
Yeah.
And after the third time, I thought they should have stopped it, but,
I agree.
The fourth time was the charm.
That was it. That was it. That guy did not want to be in there any longer. He was like, yeah, the ref asked him, like, you want to keep fighting? He was like, unfortunately, yeah, I do. So I saw that, man. But dude, like, oh my Lord. But then, hey, so let's talk about your latest fight. So you just had a huge win at the Brawl on the Bay, BYB 25, that unanimous decision win over Crowder. And that fight was a lot different, man. You talked about how durable he was. He stood in there, man. He took your shots. Once again, you had that relentless pressure, but can you kind of talk about what it went from being a first round dominant, you barely got touched in your first fight, to basically going into kind of, I know you won dominantly, but a war, if you would, in your second fight?
Yeah, I mean, this was a lot different. The guy's a lot more of a brawlic guy. He's durable, so he can take shots. And we knew that going in. I mean, the guy's never been stopped. I don't even think he got stopped in his 15 MMA fights. So I knew going in that this guy was going to be able to take shots. And that was something that we were willing to, risk, obviously, because I knew I could outbox him. But, the blitzing him coming forward, I didn't think it was going to be much of a problem. And then when I felt his weight kind of laying on my shoulders, I was like, whoa, this guy's heavier than I thought. That brings us back to what we kind of were talking about earlier with what kind of weight class maybe do I want to do down the line.
Yeah,
I could see myself going back to lightweight with him being the heavier guy. I could definitely feel it, and it was kind of exhausting to try and carry that weight, especially in the clinch. But once I got that half step out and I got to that center ring, the jab was there, and that was the money.
Absolutely, man. I can tell you're a big jab guy, and I noticed the guys with the sharp jabs, man, they just do so much damage on these guys in this bare knuckle game because, as you know, every time you touch somebody in this bare knuckle game, man, you feel it. It's not like boxing where the jab is just kind of like it's not like a distance thing, right? So pretty crazy, but I do.
It's bone to bone contact. So at some point it's going to cut you off, especially if you land at the right, right angle or on the right point of the bone. Like the eyebrows are a big part. Like I aim for the eyebrow a lot. If you notice by like the second jab, his eye was already leaking like right around here.
Oh man. But hey, so far, man, you're 2 fights in. They don't want to be in there with you. But you know what else? You mentioned the weight, and I wanted to ask you because you kind of pulled that Conor McGregor in there, man. You kind of threw that You threw that
The little
shoulder up
shoulder.
there.
Yeah.
I was having
Yeah.
some Cowboy Cerrone flashbacks. Was that
Oh
part of the
yeah.
game plan? Was that just kind of like a jolt reaction? What was that?
That's an old boxing tactic that a lot of the guys know from like back in the day. But I mean, obviously, it looked just like a spitting image of
Oh,
Conor
it did.
McGregor when he fought. Oh my
Uh
god!
huh.
But I mean, it made a nice highlight reel too. But
Hmm.
I honestly, I just felt him hanging on me, and I was so pissed off after the eye poke. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can
Hmm.
make it dirty too. And I figured,
Yeah.
as soon as I felt his face lean on my shoulder, I was like, all right, get out of here. A perfect alignment from his face to my shoulder. So
It was about as clean as it could land. But hey, so you just mentioned the eye poke. I know you had the eye poke happen during the fight. You mentioned after the fight that your hand was kind of bothering you. Injury wise, how you feeling? Are you recovering well? I know it's only been about a
man,
week out, but how you
my
feeling?
hands are feeling good again. I got a little click going on right here. Um,
Hmm.
probably arthritis and wear and tear from just long term of boxing and stuff. Nothing crazy. All the swelling's down. Probably a little bit of a micro fracture, but nothing crazy. I've been icing, been using the rice, and just taking everything in, taking the recovery part very serious. Tiger balm, things like that. Icing on and off heat. I
Hmm.
feel good. I'm ready to go. I'm already back in the gym, so I mean, I didn't take any damage on my face really. A little swelling on the head from a couple of the overhand rights, but nothing that was
Hmm.
gonna make me, take more than a week out. And I took like 3 or 4 days out. I was back in the gym. I'm already back on my cardio and intervals and strength conditioning, all that. So, um, wasn't really anything to worry about after the fight. But it's
Hmm.
gonna get tougher, and I got to know that. But I think with my boxing pedigree and my resume and what I've learned from boxing and even my amateur days, a lot of these guys are going to have trouble with me.
Hmm. First of all, shout out to Tiger Balm because that's like the best
Oh,
recovery stuff ever. I used to use it all the
hands
time.
down, hands
Oh yeah,
down.
yeah, man. Everybody's like icy
Yeah.
hot. I'm like, oh, you just don't know. You just don't know yet. But
Tiger
glad
bombs,
you're feeling
Tiger
better.
bombs the trick. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
absolutely. And I do want to ask you. So you talked about after the fight, couple things you want to work on. You just mentioned, it's going to get a little bit tougher. You talked about really wanting to work on that uppercut, that
Yeah.
uppercut sharp jab
Yep.
thing, and staying comfy in the pocket. Can you go just a little bit deeper into what you mean by comfy in the pocket? Because as someone watching the fight, you look pretty damn comfortable, if you ask me.
There was some moments in that and the first couple rounds where I got blitzed where I was like, I don't want to be here, where I was kind of tight guarded right here, blocking my
Mm-hmm.
temple and kind of my upper right side of my head. And I rolled out. I didn't want to sit there for much longer and take any chances of punishment. Um, but I do want to start working on the half tie plum as well as like working and rolling and countering inside. But
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna take time. I don't really know how to really play good defense inside a pocket because I'm a boxer, so it's normally high tight envelope where it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to break guard when you got bare knuckles. You know what I mean? There's not much to
Yep,
protect. You can roll, but sooner or later one's gonna sneak in. So
for
I
sure.
mean, if I'm gonna do anything, it's gonna be quick motion, like a quick shoe shine, grab, roll out. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
not really sit there for much longer because I'm not taking
Yeah.
chances. I don't want to get cut up. And the end of the name of the game is hit and don't get hit. And longevity, man, longevity in my career, staying healthy.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I want to talk to you about what's coming up next. I know you got two guys that appear to be on your hit list right now for the Hitman. That's got to be Chapman, who you called out after the fight. Now you got
Yep.
some online beef going down with this man, Jared Grant. Guy's got an OnlyFans. I don't know what's going on there, but can you kind of tell us
no,
what you're thinking
uh,
here?
I mean, Daniel Chapman, the BKB crew reached out to me. Reached out to my promotion, and they just threw the idea out. But I think they want me to go down to 130 for that, and think I'd have to
Wow.
get grounded and actually like fly out to internationally and get used to the time. So I'd rather have him come here and fight on my grounds. But if
Yeah.
if that was the case, I'd want to be out there for at least like 3 weeks to really get you know physically settled into the setting out there
Yeah.
and the time lapse and all that. But Jared Grant, I like Jared as a guy, but he's another guy that likes to talk and as we've seen in his other fights with BKFC, he doesn't really handle pressure well and good fighting IQ. So I think I'm way more evolved than him and I got a lot more pedigree. I just think that the experience levels are different. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter, and do I think he's going to be a showman and a showcase for the promotion itself? Yeah, but I mean, if he wants to get in there with me, I don't think it's going to be a great night for him. I'm going to put it like that. I think I can make easy work of it.
Knock him down, hit him with that New England shimmy that you got going on, man. I know that'll be made for another nice highlight.
I'm gonna be hitting everybody with that now.
Man, that's got to be the signature right there. They go down, they get the shimmy, man. That's how it's going to be. But hey, before you get out of here, man, I know you said you deserve a title shot. We obviously absolutely agree with you there. Can't wait to see who you draw next. But can you give us anything about when you think you might fight next? We got the BYB Brawl Mile High City coming up here on May 10th, which I'm assuming you're not going to be on that one, but we'll be out there.
I'm going to be out there. I'm actually going to be in corner with Tommy Turner for the main event. So, he's coming out to New England.
That's my guy, man.
I know. Me and Tommy have been hitting it off since square one when I first fought on the first card with him on BYB 22. So he's coming down to Boston to finish camp, and I'm setting him up with a nice, camp and sparring and some good workouts and I love LT too, and it's a tough fight to really step in between, but I got to go with my main guy. He was in my corner. I'm there for him all day. Tommy the Samurai Turner, that's my guy. Back to the question that you asked. Right now, we're looking at a possibility of New Orleans, which is going to be in July. They're keeping up to date with how I'm recovering, and obviously we've been talking about maybe even upping the pay and stuff because I have been putting on a good show. But I think you guys will see me between that date or the August card in Miami.
Okay. Yeah, man. First of all, the LT fight versus Tommy Turner, I think that's the fight of the night right there. That's going to be an absolute banger.
It's going to be a
and I can't wait for it. So we're going to be out there, man. So hopefully we can say what's up to you when you come out to town.
I'm going to have the nerves because I'm in my buddy's corner. I got to be there for him. You know what I mean? But I think it's going to be a hell of a fight, and it could go either way. And I don't see it going the distance. Both of them are pretty hard hitters. They're both durable guys. It's going to be a fun fight to watch, and there's going to be plenty of fireworks out in Denver that night. So everybody that's tuning in that night is in for a great fight.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we are looking forward to your next one as well. We'll have that up on all of our pages when that fight gets announced. So looking forward to that. But before you get out of here, any other shout outs for the team, any sponsors, any family, anything like that?
Shout out to all my sponsors, Goat City Transportation, Canosa Chiropractic offices with Doc Amari, VR Motorsports, my buddy Mike Batchelder, Mike Batch, that's my dude. River Street Cafe, ACB Recycling, Jeff Scalise, Hadasan, The Sweat and Soul, my whole gym at Lawtown. I love you guys. You guys put in all the work for me, and it goes hand in hand. It takes a village to raise a kid, and these guys put in the effort, and that's what it really matters to me the most. And my family, man, that's what I fight for too. I fight for my family, my loved ones, my big brother, who's now going to be managing me in my career. So this is awesome. A family business, bro. This is a family business.
Yes, sir. Yep. And I know you are part of the 4th generation of fighting in that family, so it's a big one there. But hey, guys, look,
yes, sir.
Give the man a follow at the Hitman Gigliotti on Instagram. Harry, appreciate your time, man. Really looking forward to your next fight. We'll see you guys soon. Guys, we're going to be right back. We got UFC betting analyst Edward Boylan joining the building for UFC 300. We'll see you guys in a few.